What I have is my personal knowledge and opinion. Only law is universe. Hey, I'm ShAyee, and this is. Hey, ShAyee, come talk to me.
Hey, ShAyee.
Today I do have a special guest here with me, and this is also my family. I'm gonna let her do an introduction, introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Pamela Hill, known as Cousin Pam. I am a trainer for the Fitness Connection. We're located in Pelham, Alabama. I, I recently was a juvenile detention officer, and I actually quit my job March 15th to pursue fitness. So I'm going all in with it. It's not just on the level where I'm actually, being trained or I'm training people. I'm trying to do a whole different total thing with it. Even from this clothing line that I'm actually wearing a t-shirt. It's called Vamp, Visualize and Move Powerful. So I'm trying to get that moving. And for myself, bodybuilding. So eventually I'll get into the bikini competition. So, along with just, training people and getting myself where I need to be, it's a lot of things you can do in the fitness arena, and that's what I kind of want to tap into. So again, I'm here with my cousin ShAyee. Answer these questions, girl.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's pretty good. Now, I'm gonna have to check that out because when it comes to the clothes and stuff like that's something I wanted to tap into too for a long time. But most definitely gonna have to support that for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
my first question is gonna be basically it was just about how do you stay basically motivated to do it consistently? Is it only just because you kind of have the drive to just be healthier, have a better, just to say, outlook in on the outer realm, or is it the healthier inside, or what is it?
Okay, well, I'll say with motivation, it can be your start, but it's not what's going to carry you through the journey. You have to have something to start with, and
Mm-hmm.
motivation, and you need to have like a question in your mindset to say, what is your why? Why do you want to start? If it's just your children, if it's just you getting yourself in shape, that's your why. But you have to take that why and use your motivation as well to start. But with me, it was more or less, like I said, the motivation. And the motivation was because my parents, my father actually today marks like, I think 7 years he's been gone, 6.5, 7 years. So between the two of them, my mom's living with dementia. So, living there with them for that year before I moved here, I saw the medicines that they were taking. And it was like he had a handful and she had a handful. And this medicine was taking care of this medicine. And I was just like, you know what? I got to get myself in check, because if I don't, this is the lifestyle I'll, live as well. And with hypertension and thyroid, overactive thyroid, prevalent in our family, I had to get something in moving. So once I moved here, and my actual trainer was my supervisor on my job. And I asked some of the guys, I need a gym. And they said, well, Sean, he has his own gym in Pelham. I said, okay, cool. So I got with him, and once I got with him, we started that journey. But it wasn't an easy one. And that's why I said motivation. Sometimes that motivation can be where it's just out the door. And then what do you have left? You got to have some type of drive. What's going to drive you to that point of just, kicking it in, eating well, whatever it is? What is that motive that has to keep you going? And sometimes that motivation just ain't enough. So that's kind of what, kind of got me where I need to be.
You are most definitely right. I can say the same thing when it comes to just even this. The motivation of just wanting to do it, it really wasn't that wasn't enough. It was like having to
Mm-hmm.
look at the big picture of the why do you want to do this. So
Mm-hmm.
I most definitely agree with
Mm-hmm.
that one.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
definitely.
You got to have that why, because if you don't, then everything else fails. It's a lot of things can fail when you don't understand your reasoning behind it. It can be just because my girlfriend is doing it, I just go, to support her, then what? Because I mean, in the long run, it can help you, but if you don't have that why in motion, that why sets apart. That's anything we do, not just fitness, but even
Mm-hmm.
though we're talking about fitness, but that why, it jumpstart a lot of things to activate faith too. So you have a different. It just all kind of derived from different things, but that main thing is that motivation can come away from you sometimes. So what is really embedded in you to make you want to push through?
Every
And you
day,
have to have that
even
in
when you don't
mind.
want to. Yeah.
Right. You have to have that in mind. I've seen articles where one lady said, I just, some days, and you do be like this. Some days you don't want to go to the gym, but once you get that workout in, you feel better. But
Mm-hmm.
she said her key was to put her gym clothes at the end of her bed and laying them out, to actually have to see it. And once you see it, it's like, okay, connection. I got to get in the gym. This is why I'm going to the gym. So whatever you need to do to jumpstart, and then what happens is it becomes habit form. So once it becomes a habit for you, it's no longer motivation that's driving. It's my habit. It's my lifestyle. So it becomes lifestyle for you. Lifestyle means that you're going to consistently do it.
That's
So
for
it's a
sure.
part of you. Oh, yeah.
That is for sure. So I asked so far in terms of age because you've been working out for some time. What has changed as you got older when it comes to working out?
What has changed? For one, when I started out, I was like 34.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, now I'll be 42 next month, which will be June. So, it's like your age and metabolism.
Mm.
Those two things are key because the older you get, your body, it just doesn't function the same way as when you're in your 20s, or I just say even in your teenage years, 20. It's like each decade has its own set of whatever you're gonna go through. Your body just goes through those different things in that particular decade. So in your 20s, your body's doing something. Your 30s, your body's doing something. Your 40s, women as a woman, you have to go through different mammograms and all this type of stuff. It's like what mammogram? So it's like different things your body have to go through, and you have to be cognizant of those things, and your metabolism slows down, meaning that the things that you once could eat, it no longer breaks down the same in your body. So where it was burning at first because you're youngster and you're constantly moving around, you're not being still. But the older you get, you become settled, and you tend to sit down and lay down more. So the things that you eat, it sometimes just it sits. And when it starts sitting, then okay, I'm in trouble now because now I'm getting a little bit bigger than what I used to be. So, we have a lot of young ones that come in there and we're like hard on them because we're like, if you only knew just from being 34 to being 41 what your body goes through, you can't give it that same beat down. You can do it, but in a different manner. But even if you start young, your body be where it's conditioned to do those things. So, it's like, it's crazy, man. It's like that metabolism, it goes a long way. And it's like, um, the older you get, your muscles, they break down. So that's why it's important also because the more muscles you have, the more calories you burn. When you lose muscles, your body burns less calories. So that goes back to what I was saying, your metabolism. So if you're taking in a lot of calories and you're not doing anything about it, of course you don't have a choice but to expand. So when you expand, then now here the health problems come because now it's either lower or upper body, and they tell you different things about that. So you just have to be careful about that. So that's why it's important to do strength training when you work out. That's why you add the weights. It doesn't have to be heavy weights, but if you know that you're going in a different arena with the fitness, then, heavy weights, whatever. But it can be light weights, and, you just use those light weights to kind of burn more calories because a lot of people don't understand the science behind the weights. You can start out doing just body weight, but burning the weights helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was I think I started off the way I started off with this was 2014, no 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The way I started off was like it was working out, just doing ab workouts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I honestly started building up all that. Then it went to cardio. Then I also incorporated the change of my diet. And so it
Okay.
was like all of that. And I did a lot of cardio. I think I was doing, what is the Kimbell? I think it's Kimbell. Where you lift. I was
Mm-hmm.
doing, I think, maybe 50. It was 50. But then I got into the 10-pound dumbbells. And
Mm-hmm.
I will say that most definitely did like help with that, like I said, strength. When it comes to that power push, that pushing through,
Mm-hmm.
that most definitely came in handy and came into play, and it helped. I feel like a lot too when I stopped drinking drinks
Oh yeah,
because
that's salt and sugar. Yeah.
woo, that was one of
Yeah.
the main things. And after that, I don't think I even really drink drinks the same anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Drinks. That's one of the things we try to get our clients. We had a girl, I think she was drinking like 7 drinks or so, and
Yeah.
once she cut, and you're not, see, the thing, what you have to understand, everything becomes like, when I say a habit, you have to work on it. So you can't just say, I'm going to quit something cold turkey, because a lot of times you go back to it. And it defeats the purpose of trying to, work out, eat healthy, but I've cut something that I really want to have. And that takes major discipline, that even some things that, even with me being as far as I am, when my body craves something, it's either you work through it some kind of way or you give in to it. So
Mhm.
my way of giving into it is that, like, I got a bag of Doritos up there right now, and my Doritos are like, I hadn't had them in a long time, but they used to be when I moved up here, that used to be my go-to potato chips. And then everybody, they got them more now in the white cheddar popcorn. That those two things used to be my thing, and now that, like I said, back then when I was eating them, they went on the shelves like that. So
Mhm.
those more of my go-to things. And when my body craved it, it was like, I'm gonna eat them. But now it's like, okay, in order to eat them, I gotta set a goal. So I got a little bag, about $1.25 bag, whatever the bag was. I thought it was rather high for a $2 bag, but anyway. So, but I got the bag, and I wrote on the bag, it says, I have to get to 140 pounds in order to have them. And then when I get to it, it's like, do you want to risk it all? Do you want to risk gaining, X amount of weight or whatever it is, or inches? Do you want to risk that when you've worked so hard for it? So it's up there in the cabinet as we speak right now. And, it's just some things, your body, you have to allow it to, you have to allow yourself to have it. Because if you don't, then you'll put yourself in, I'll say, a desperation mode to where you'll overeat it.
Mhm.
You want it so bad to where you're overindulging instead of just breaking it down and eating what it actually says on the wrapper. If it says have 12 of them, you're supposed to have 12 because it's a serving size. And a lot of people don't understand the labels on the back. If it says 130 calories per 12 chips, I'll say, or two, three cookies, if it's telling you 130 calories, you're sitting there eating up, you know, 24 chips, that's another 130 calories. You're sitting there eating up 4 more cookies, you're adding on, and it's like, but they're bad calories. They're not good calories. They're bad calories. And a lot of people don't understand the labels that's printed on the back. It's there for a reason. It's there.
Most definitely. I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000. Whoa. Yeah, yeah. That's and that's funny because I would see that and I would bypass the calculation. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? When you look at it
mhm.
in long term, because I also need to learn more about calories and how that kind of works. So that's definitely something. And speaking of that, is it any resources, anything that's a real go to where people can kind of get a rundown of things like that, like just calories and metabolism?
Well, what you can do, a good start would be like to get yourself on a program. That's a good start. And the programming is more or less like you can take basic exercises like squats, you can do push-ups, and then you can do like planks. So you take those 3 exercises and you do 10 reps. 10 reps is how many times you do that particular exercise. So if you do 10 push-ups, 10 squats, and then 10-second plank, so like this is week 1, okay? Week 1, you're doing just 10 of them, right? But as the weeks go on and the stronger you become with it, because you'll do it 3 days a week out of that particular week, or if you want to push yourself to do, more than that, but we recommend, 2 to 3 days when you first start out. Take that those basic exercises and movements, and like I said, do them 2 to 3 times a week. The second week, you want to add either more reps to it, or if you want to do like a range or different variation of it. So like you take your push-ups and you do what they call plyometric push-ups, meaning that you do the push-up and you come into a reach with it. Come up, go back down to the push-up, come into a reach. Those are what they call plyometrics. Squats, when you actually add a weight or something like that, or even add what now some people are calling booty bands.
Mm-hmm.
So you can add that, or you can do squats and walk with the squats, walking squats or something like that. So then with your plank, you can increase like from 10 seconds to 20-second planks. So each week you want to increase in everything that you do. So that to me would be a good way to start if you want to just, in reference to burning calories and just want to have something to start, because a lot of people get overwhelmed by, well, I just don't know what to do. It's like, are we still here?
Mm-hmm. We're good.
Okay. I just heard it. Okay. But those 3 exercises right there are like basic exercise movements you can kind of incorporate into your just being at home. You may not have time to make it to the gym. You can just do it right there in your living room, right there, even in your kitchen, in your bedroom, and just incorporate that into your workout or into your daily. And that right there helps. So
That's what I used to tell my friend who was so adamant about just having to go to the gym. And I was like, I understand that the gym is there for a reason, but you had to understand that you also have resources where you can get in your living room and do some of the same things. You don't have to, because if the gym closed today, what are you going to do? You know?
And then see, you have to take in mind too, like we was just talking about some of this stuff this morning too, where you just have clients, like I reach this whole time we've been on lockdown or whatever, I've been sending out, I won't say daily, but weekly, I try to send out something positive and some kind of motivation to let them, keep moving, whatever goals, keep that locked in and move towards it. Even though we're on lockdown, but see, you have to understand there's some clients or even people out here who just need that gym, whether it's just a outlet or if they just need that trainer where they keep them held accountable.
Right.
Right. So sometimes they may just need that gym for that. There's nothing wrong. Like with me, I can come home and get it. I can get it in Mississippi, right there in front of mama's house, and I'll take out a job.
Exactly.
That's just the dedication behind it and the
Right.
discipline behind it.
Understood.
But everybody's not like that, right? Everybody's not like that because they want that push. Somebody's telling you got some more in you, that motivation. It's just different psychologically because it's more mental than it is, physical a lot of times. So you have to take that into play too.
Definitely understood. So let me ask you this, because you did say you always taking like a rest day today. How do you kind of deal with sore muscle pain and actually properly take care of your body when it is time for the rest day?
Well, I won't say it's properly. I'm gonna tell you what you probably should do. Because I'm training for something. So I may go where, like I said, when we take you as a beginner, when you first start and we say 2 to 3 days out of the week, that's really just to get you where you're motivated enough to come in. Some people, they start with 2 days and then once they start liking it, they add the third day and they may add additional days. But for me, tell you the truth, Friday is my rest day. But a lot of times I've gone 7 days straight workouts. I've gone 6 days straight. And like I said, today being Friday, we've gone all week. Friday being the rest day. Tomorrow and Sunday, I may hit it. Then it may be Saturday, I may hit it, and Sunday is another rest day. But you're supposed to get we try to tell you at least 2 rest days, because you want to give your body time enough to recover. Because what a lot of people don't understand is, even though you finish that workout, your body's still burning. Your muscles, your calories, you're still burning. So it could be where in the middle of the day, where you get out the shower and you come out the shower, you're like, dang, I'm still sweating, because you're still burning. So throughout the day, you're still burning those calories. Right. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, that science of it. So in order for your body to properly heal, you have to take those rest days, and they tell you to stretch. You stretch. Make sure you drink plenty of water. I drink 73 ounces of water in my hydro jug. So what I had to do, being that I'm here, and a lot of times I was missing mark, so what I've started doing this particular week, I would, I won't say half it up, I'll probably start with 40 ounces, and then 40 ounces, and then I'll turn around and get 30 in. That'll put me, or 33 or so, and that'll put me at the 73 that I'm supposed to have. So I kind of like have to psych myself out, because running to that bathroom, it gets boring. And it's like, okay, I just came off of here, So it's like, you have to do certain things as far as just making sure your body is healing like it's supposed to, because you don't want to overdo it. And a couple things could happen. Overdoing it could be where it puts you in the mindset where you don't want to come back. Okay. You can also risk getting hurt, injured. Because those muscles haven't taken the necessary time to heal itself. But when you are sore, that's basically saying that those muscles, you're not used to using those muscles, and what they're doing, they're actually responding.
Mm-hmm.
They're responding to what you're doing. So it's where you have to, when you lay down, that's the recovery part. When you actually lay down and go to sleep, your body is processing everything. It's like a car, when you put oil in it, it's refreshing itself. You have to, rinse it out, and whatever you do for the oil change. Well, your body's the same way with laying down, processing, and whatever's coming out using the bathroom, all those type of things are taking place. So when you sleep, that's the proper rest that you need for your body to come back to where it needs to be. So, a lot of times you will be sore when you wake up. I've been to the point where I'm like, rolling, like Humpty Dumpty rolling. Like, what did I do?
That used to be the thing that I used to love, and that's when I knew that I did what I was supposed to do. Because that would be the goal. I feel like, well, I ain't gonna say if you're not hurting the next day that you ain't doing enough, but it's like, if you're not feeling it, then what was you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That was my thing that I used to love to work out, and out, like you said about the days in a row. That was my thing. Grandma had to tell me, like, you gotta take a break. I was like, I understand that, and I do sometimes, but sometimes I would go like 7 days straight and be ready to hop into it. But that little rolling around and barely can move, and that cold air is what used to get me all the time. So I definitely agree. Definitely agree with that one. Yes, indeed. You pretty much have motivated me to get back into it, and this time around, just knowing a little bit more in terms of detail and just learning your body, that's what I'm going to have to get more into. So I most definitely appreciate that.
Well, you have to understand, just like I said, what other people do, it may not be for you. So, if it's where what your body needs at that moment, then you do what it is that your body needs. Don't overdo it, but do what it is that your body does.
Right.
It needs that. Just like even with your grandmother asked on one of my videos, she asked the question, do you ever drink water? I said, yeah. I said, but by the time I walk and go get it, I can be through. So that's how my mindset is. And once I finish the workout or that particular circuit, I'm chug-a-lugging the water. That's the part y'all don't see. So, and it's just, sometimes I could drink that water and I could cramp up so bad,
That's
because
the thing for me. That's why I be kind of scared to kind of do it sometimes, and that's why I try not to get cold water.
Right. And I've never, like, lately here for the last, I'll say this year, I haven't really drinking cold substances because it keeps you bloated. And a lot of people don't understand, what cold drinks or cold water or just cold liquids can do to your body. And like I said, when you're a woman, there's some things that you really need to pay attention to with that because like, um, I just had when was eating salads and stuff, we had to take the cheese out because I was like, well, I want to get these abs going. He said, well, dairy gotta go. I was like, the cheese,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
Mm-hmm.
and then too, the cheese was keeping me bloated, and it's like, okay, girl, you lactose, so why are we on this page right now, So what I do take though, which is a good thing for anybody, especially women, probiotics. I use a Lunny New probiotics. It's called digestion on there, and that helps get rid of what they call the bad guts and give you good guts or whatever, good bacteria and bad bacteria. So you don't want to get rid of all your bacteria, but you do want to get rid of some things that are not supposed to be there. And that's what I take 3 times a day with a meal. So it has its, yeah, it does its job. I'm gonna say that. I don't have that
Yeah.
bloating feeling, and I can tell a major difference. And I actually got some girlfriends that ordered some in, and they're gonna start taking some themselves. So, I try to, you know, tell and teach, but I don't want to feel like I don't want nobody to feel like I'm being uh, a drill sergeant about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be that servant of, helping people.
Right.
And that's all I want, whether it doesn't matter what, race card you have, it's just I'm trying to help the masses, as much as I can, if it's something that I can say or something that I can do, and I'm gonna do just that. A lot of my clients are like, thank you for the motivation, even just you doing what you do, because I could be standing by and I'm like, you got 2 more in, let me have, get 1 more in, just do 1 more. And when they do that 1 more, I say, give me 1 more. That's your 2, and you don't even realize it. So it's, just certain things you can do to help, just fitness wise. So that even with the numbers, it's not even about the quantity, it's about the quality of what you get. So that's what we pretty much offer at that gym. We're not a gym, we're a studio, which we're much smaller, but we have anything a gym could want in it, we have it, so I'm actually getting ready to step into some new things with it, because I told my trainer, I said, I think I'm gonna have to come on up and at the box, because I didn't want to, be where I was sexualizing, myself by being a certain kind of way or looking a certain kind of way. And that's what we have to get out that mind frame of that magazine image, that look, and be who you're going to be. And I know my body, it forms a different way every time I put it in a certain kind of category that I want to, pursue. And I have to be mindful of it. So one of my clients said, well, you can still keep it classy, if you want to be where you show so much up top, but keep whatever down low, and then switch it up, show so much down low and keep so much up top. I think, well, that makes sense. So, that's one of the things I know I have to kind of show, because everybody want to be visual. Everybody want to see. What you want to see? So, instead of you typing and, saying it, they want to see as well as that. And I can understand that too, So I know my body has to become the product. I understand that. So
Yeah.
I'm
That.
trying to get to that. Yeah, it has to, because I can't be like, you see a lot of football coaches, they can coach a team, but you look at their body, you're like, how?
Yeah.
But that's over the years, they're just doing whatever. But like I showed the booty bands, I'm actually getting ready to do some classes, booty classes and stuff, abs and booty. I just got to think of a name with that. So I'm working on that in my head too. And I'm waiting on Phil with the hip hop step aerobics. He does those. He's a twin. He's out of Philadelphia, and I got to get his certification in order to carry the class. So I'm waiting on this Corona, I call it Corona Bear, but I'm waiting for this to be lifted, and then I'll go and do what I need to do with that, get in that class and get certified for that, and make some things happen, because that's just where we are. A lot of people do want the fitness side of it, but I think I can implement, even though we're doing abs, even though we're doing the booty part of it, you just can't. A lot of people want to target. You can't target. It has to be an overall, like you said, the cardio as well as the weightlifting. You have to do an overall, because even with me being as small as I am, my midsection is still where I'm still having to work on it, because it's an overall thing.
Yeah.
I can want the big legs, I can want the big arms or whatever like that, but you still, that when you do stuff like that, it's called sculpting, and you can, but it's still an overall type of thing. You can sculpt the body to look like you want it to look, and then that's when it's the bodybuilding type of thing, when you start sculpting. And you can basically do what you need to do as far as just making little things like that change, but a lot of people just, I don't know. It's a lot of misconceptions behind it. And, even when you see certain people, um, those spin classes, you're looking at them like, wow, they got muscle tone just from doing that. No, no,
That part.
no, no. They're actually in the gym working out as well, because doing a lot of cardio, it tends to loosen, where your muscles still are breaking down, and you look the part, but you're not strong. So the cardio is not bad because it's cardiovascular, so it's helping what it needs to help. But at the same instance, the actual strength part of it becomes weakened because you've done so much cardio. And then when you try to pick up the weight, it's like, oh, that's heavy. Yeah, it's heavy because now instead of building at the same time you were doing cardio, you should have been, building with the weights and then the cardio. You have certain days you want to do your cardio, certain days you want to lift your weights. That's cool. And that's how you kind of can target certain things like that. But you have to work the overall body. And then if you want to expand on wanting, the bigger hips and the smaller waist, then you got to get all that into play. So,
Yeah, because
yeah.
that was actually gonna be one of my questions, just about, is it actually attainable, like, for you to have, kind of like you said, the sculpting part where you want certain body parts to look a certain way, like, is that actually
Mhm.
something that can be done without it being like out of whack still, or either
Right, right.
overdone in one area and not another.
Yeah, and see, like a lot of things, like with my clients, I try to promote being healthy first.
Right.
When you promote that and you prioritize, you tend to stick more with that. And when the results start happening, then when you want to reach out into like a different level of fitness, then you can. And it's like, when you tap into like your body fat and knowing those levels, then it's like, okay, we can start looking at the sculpting part, because now we got the simple things out of the way. And like I said, the most important thing is to be healthy. So in any means necessary to be healthy, that's what we promote. Um, and that's just your overall goal should be wanting to strength train. So once you strength train, then it'll bring all that down, your body weight, your body fat. And a lot of people don't even know what the body fat is. It's just like, okay, those are things before you say, well, this is what I want to look like. Well, what did you see that at? Because your body, and a lot of things a lot of people don't understand, is that your frame, if your genetics say that you're not going to be that way, I can't make that for you.
That's why I was.
That's just something we can target those muscle groups, but if it's just not there, it's just not there. So, we can, a good program, where we combine, focusing on total body, like compound movements, where you're working more than just one muscle group at a time. So, um, it's just, sometimes my workouts, I have different ways I may write them up. My workouts may consist of you doing, a squat, curl, press. That's 3 movements in one. It'll kill you for a minute, they say, but it don't. It just get your heart rate up, because you're doing 3 motions, you're doing 3 movements. So, but it helps, So, a lot of people don't understand those type of things when it comes down to just, the simple stuff. They just want to lose weight. Well, why? You want to lose weight and then I want to look like this. No,
You
Like I
said the
said,
key thing.
yeah, the genetic side of it.
You said the key thing. That's the thing that I felt like was ultimately what it was, because it's like it would depend on basically how you're already made up and shaped, and then
Oh
you're
yeah.
building on top of it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, being realistic is most definitely the first thing you need to do. Be realistic with yourself about what you're trying to obtain. If you don't already have the cheeks, then you don't really have many cheeks to build on.
Mm-mm.
So,
Mm-mm. And a lot of people don't understand, you're not made to be slim, you know, we have to work with a certain weight goal, and we have to just, aim for that because like, Monique, the comedian, and, I don't have any, discredit about her, but, for a long time, she wasn't even happy in her own body. And it was just always, you skinny bees and stuff like that. And it you know, kind of made me think about some things because, people can suffer, in an inner mindset wanting to be something so bad that they use negative ways of trying to get there. And she made movies about it and everything, even did her stand-ups and stuff about, well, I won't say being small, but it was just like a thing of where she was, hating that particular group of women.
mm-hmm.
And now she's lost whatever weight she's lost, but she understands too. Now you can see that you're not going to be skinny, and that's just the genetic side of it. You're not going to be what you see sometimes. And if you know that even as a child, you was a big boned girl, or you were just like me, I was very petite. So I know me being 167 pounds, my body's not supposed to be there. And yes, is what they call obese. And a lot of people are like, obese? You're not obese? Oh, yeah. By the numbers, yeah, I'm obese and I got to get this down. So, you got to understand the science of it, the numbers. The numbers is what, people don't pay attention to a lot of times. And, we can be food all day long. Well, I want to be a size 6. Me too. Okay. But if that 6 is not for you, be comfortable and just build on what you have, tone that up. So, yeah.
Agreed. You basically answered everything, and then you've also put because these words, like when it comes to, I would see compound and all that type of stuff, not really knowing what it actually meant. Now you've
Yeah.
been kind of just connected the dots with me with a lot of different things that I kind of already had some idea about.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate
Yeah.
that. Most definitely. Well,
Yeah.
is it anything else that you want to add to it, or anything you want to promote that you have going on, or anything like that?
Just, it was one thing that you did ask about too that we didn't touch on. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is most important too is about, is it hard to balance when you have children, family, and eating and working?
Mm-hmm.
It can be hard. Yes, it can be hard, but it's doable. It can be done. Now, for me, my perspective on it, for me, because it's only me, no children, no husband, nobody. It's easier. My mindset, my mental, again, it goes back to the mental state of mind versus, you know, the physical side. But mentally, it's easier for me to sit down and say, I can do X, Y, Z versus someone who's actually married or someone who's a single parent. Um, and it's like for them, it's an outlet because they have children and they want to use that time for me time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I want to get out for me. As well as get to that healthy side as well. But a lot of times when we are actually talking to our clients, the best thing you can do is I'll call it food prepping. Food prepping is
Mm-hmm.
the best thing you can do because um, for me, I take Sunday and whatever meals I have, I take everything and I make it that particular day. At least 3 days. I keep my meat fresh. I really don't have to worry about like heavy volumes of vegetables and all of that. I only really just do as far as carbs go, just really like brown rice and rice cakes right now. So
Is that
it's
because
like,
more so you're doing the bodybuilding? Is that kind of more
well,
of the issue?
that too, but when I was working the 2 jobs, I was working, like I said, at the juvenile detention center. So I was working that from 11 p.m. at night to 7 in the morning. And I get home trying to, get a breakfast in, lay down, and get some sleep. And I'm back up at 2 o'clock headed to the gym. And I don't leave the gym till like 7, and then I'm having to get back home, eat, take a shower, and I'm back at it again. So, it was just better for me to prep those meals. And the way I told him, because I can cook, but I choose not to, especially with that type of schedule. Because even with me being in the gym, I'm having like classes at 3:30. So I'm in the gym at 3:30. Well, I'll just say at 3 o'clock. I'm trying to get my workout in somewhere along the way. And then I got clients that are walking in. So it's just like, it's all going like this here. And I told him, I said, look, I don't have the time to cook. So he created my nutritional plan to be where I didn't have to really do much cooking. And the only cooking I can say I do is like my omelet that I eat in the morning and my shrimp and brown rice. And those 2 things don't take no more than 30 minutes tops to prepare. And I'm done. That's the cooking side of it. I have tuna that I mix in a bowl, and my protein shake I use is lean protein. I get that already pre-made up and shake it up, keep walking out the door. So everything was just more or less like I needed that hands touch to walk out the door. And I had bought some meal prepping plates off of Amazon, and I used those, and that helps me a lot. And see, you have where mothers, they have to prep for them, and then they have children or a family where their meals have to be totally different than their family. So that can be where it's like exhausting too. And it's like, which way do I go? Because it's like I gotta fix them something, and then I gotta fix myself something. So it all becomes to where it's like, well, I might as well just eat what they're eating, and then guess what? That goes out the door on it. So yeah, a lot of that is mental. And that working out part is just, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people just need that outlet, that personal trainer to just say, let's motivate, let's get it, let's hit it, because they've worked all day. Whatever pressures they've had to go through on the job is just like mentally, I'm here, but I'm not. So we have to find some way of relating and getting them to the point where we need them to get to where we need them to, just execute this workout. Right at this moment, get your mind where it need to be. I'm going to talk to you, so you can kind of release whatever that is you need to release, and now we need to work. And that's just how we are with it. We're very sensitive to your need, but at the same time, we got to push you to where you need to be, because that's why you're paying us, and that's why we're here, to carry and help you through that. So, but yeah. So that question I thought was a real good question to ask, because we had I had, like I said, reached out to some of the clients, and that was one of the girls. She was saying, she said, well, how are you? I said, oh, I'm good, and I've actually have been good, I told her, I said, I started getting up in the mornings and walking this track down the road. It's like 2.7 miles, and I do that thing for like 2 or 3 times, and I come on back home, and it's refreshing, and then it helps jumpstart my day. So that's my cardio, whether I walk it fast or enjoy the nature side of it. That's my cardio. So I get home and I, shower up, and by 12 o'clock I'm getting my first meal in, because I'm on an intermittent fasting. See, that helps me while I'm not overeating. So once I do that, then I'll kind of lay down, not really sleeping, but just kind of, resting. And then I'm back up, going to the gym to train. So, it's easy for me to do that versus somebody that's single, they got to worry about, well, who can I get the kids, or, it's just different things they have to deal with when they have children. Can my children come, and make sure they got to have homework? I got to get all this stuff in the car to the gym, So, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but it is doable, and it can be done. So it's just all about mentally how you prepare yourself. And if you don't prepare yourself, just like the old saying says, if you fail to plan to fail, because that's just what's going to happen, because it's everything. When you planning is so much better. It's functional. To me, it's functional. But when you don't plan, and it's like those meals that you don't have planned out and thought about, Go in the refrigerator, you're gonna eat anything on sight because you're hungry. Even if you go to the store, you find yourself buying stuff because you're hungry. You get home and you look in that bag and you're like, what in the world was I thinking?
Yeah, people decide to spend
Because
about
you're
40
hungry.
$50 for nothing, and you went in
On
there for two
nothing.
items.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah. Because you're hungry. So that's, I mean, when they say don't shop when you're hungry, true statement. So true. Do not go in there if you're hungry, especially coming off a workout, because it's like, whatever you see, you're going to touch and grab. And you just have to have that discipline side. Now, if you don't have that discipline side, you'll do it. But even I found myself like, let me hear me get up out this store because I'm looking at stuff I know I don't need, things that I know I'm not supposed to have. Let me go. And that's why I end up buying them, the reloads that talk about challenge. No, you wanted them at the time. I'm just gonna be honest. No, you wanted them at the time. So that's where we went. So, I had to kind of, we're not gonna sit here and eat these bags.
Discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. Hey, but you know what? That's one of the things too that I was gonna just tell you. You gave me some little pointers, just small things to just implement that will change up my whole outlook
Oh
right
yeah.
now. That will push me to get to where I know I'm trying to get to. And the whole
Mm-hmm.
writing on the bag, and I've been doing a lot of putting up different things, just little notes and things like that to just try to help me stay on track. Like you said, just
Right.
having something to connect to, like okay, just keep you on track. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
definitely what I've been trying to get back into the swing of creating those good habits. So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and I
That's what
also
it is.
maybe I can get you back on here again, and I wanted to talk to you about the nutritional side. If that's something that you go into. If not, then I might speak with you to see if you can get your partner, if he can talk about it. So,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now we can go into, and I can have him in as well. Now with his schedule, because he's actually still at detention. So it would be, I have to. You know what? I can just reach out to you, let him know what's up, and I can reach out and let you know when a good time for him, because he has a family, and then he's
mm,
trying to. He has multiple streams of income.
yeah,
He moved. Now I thought I was a mover. He's a mover and shaker. So
yeah,
it's like, and I'm just trying to get multiple streams, but without having to be, because I don't want to be confined
burnt
to
out.
another job.
Yes, yes, indeed.
That's where I'm trying to get vamped off. Whether I'm trying to put it on a pair of socks, a pair um hats or whatever, headband, wristbands. But my main goal was to, t-shirts, sports bras, leggings, the sports side of it. That's what I really kind of want to get my hands on. But it's like, who do you talk to? And I got my trademark and all that I need, because I just don't want anybody to steal the idea.
See, I
And
need to
that's what
talk
my
to you.
mind said. Yeah. So I'm like, if I cut the middleman out, but I'm like, well, I'm trying to learn what is it that I need in here without being where, because I've seen like, equipment where it can be, ten thousands of dollars, and I'm like, for some equipment, all I want to do is print a shirt.
Yeah, look,
So,
that's why I say I gotta talk to you because it's not to that extent. It ain't even gotta be that far.
yeah.
So I almost definitely we had to get together and talk about that too, because what I want to know is about the trademark, and I got some information on you when it comes to that, to how you can do it in the house. Because if I had the space to really do it in the way that I wanted to do it, that would be my thing. So that's something I'm
Yeah.
trying to tiptoe into, but it'll take a little time. Um,
Yeah.
so.
And things can take a little time, and I'm just like, I know what I gotta do, because I gotta eat and I gotta pay
Yep.
bills where I leave bed. So it's like, I'm not panicking, but I do know what I'm up against right now. So, and
Yep.
it's timing, it's timing. So,
That
like I
part.
said, for these March up until now, I've been good. Just don't want to get to that point where I allow, negativity, because like I said, I've been good. And I do have in the back of my mind that I know I gotta get where I need to be to get, you know, where I need to be. So I have other plans too. It's just, like I said, once I put the 2 weeks notice in and I serve my last day, It was like what was it? What they call not Black Friday, but um it was on a Friday.
Good Friday.
Oh God. No, on a Good Friday. It was
Oh,
March
okay.
15th. So that was like what they call it when it's scary, the scary Friday. What they call it? I can't even call what it is, but
No, cause the only one I
mm,
think is Friday the 13th. That's the only one I can
yeah,
think
something
of.
like it
Yeah.
might have been Friday, March 13th. It was one of those days, but you know what it is. But
I
so it
understand.
might have been the 13th, but it was Friday and it was March. It was the second week in March. And like I said, once I did that, everything just like it just started shutting down. I said, okay.
Trust,
I didn't panic.
trust.
I didn't panic, so that's why I put little things up like faith is substance of things hope for, whatever this thing is not seen. So I do believe that where I am right now, he's gonna take me to a place of things that I've never seen before,
I'm in
and
the
I just
same
gotta stay with it.
space.
Oh yeah, I just gotta believe that. But like I said, once some things start opening up, which they're actually opening the gym up back here on Monday, so we gotta tomorrow. We're gonna do a workout and then think about how we're gonna get the equipment back in because we allowed our clients to come and check out, the equipment that they will need for this time frame. And then
Hmm.
that's what I said. That's the good one of the good sides of having a smaller, number of people where you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we gave the equipment out and we got to figure out how we're gonna get back in because I told him I said I'm just right now I don't feel comfortable with the opening, and I know, it is what it is, but business wise. But um, I told him I'm only gonna do one boot camp class, and I'm gonna do it from 5 to 5:45. That keeps down the traffic from different people walking in and out the door. 3:30. Got this group, one class, and I know it's gonna be some women that are gonna be against, but I can't do it. Well, you can still have that option of getting because we also loaded the workouts online for them to have it. So you still have that option until it's over, ended. Once it expires, then one way or the other, you got to do something. So I
Right.
hate to see you go, but at the same time, I'm trying to offer something that's that one time because right now, like I said, I have to protect me, and I'm not going to be in the gym with no mask on. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm just not gonna be in the gym with the mask on. So I'm just being honest about it.
Agree.
Even when we do come between 5 and 5:45, I think the weather should be where I know sunny, and if it's not just because like today it's cold, we got that little rain in, but we're gonna be outside, and that's just it because most boot camps you see outside. So Um, so I kind of want to come away from boot camp, but I know I gotta hold on to that for a little while. And like I said, these other classes gonna be implemented in just as soon as I get myself where I need to be with them. If it's just touching on some things with it, but yeah. So because I just believe in results at the same time, not people just coming in to maintain. I don't feel as a trainer, I don't feel like I am pushing forth effort in a sense of feeling like that adequate feeling like the need of me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm telling you what to do, then I should feel like, I see my work. Um, and some people just gonna be where they just want to maintain, they gun ho at the beginning and then in the end it's just, I want to maintain at the end of the day. And I got that in my mindset, but I need results too. I need to see those things because it may be where I want to, do a before after picture of you. People want to see that. That's what sells too. So I have to understand, that's the plus side and the negative side to it too. So
Yeah.
I take it all with a grain of salt
Yeah.
and push forward. So yeah.
Definitely. Definitely understand that because that is the thing. Like I said, with seeing results. Even when you was talking about yourself, because I was gonna ask you. I understand you was talking about it from a business standpoint. I was gonna ask you from a personal standpoint when it comes to um, building muscle in certain places and
Mhm.
being a woman. And as you said, being able to still keep it classy, even just from a place of going different places and not looking, like you said, not so muscle bound, but still keeping that feminine look. So I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you about that too, but it was basically still about balance from what I got from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well, when it comes down, see, that's what a lot of people read. The reason why they are reluctant to pick up weight and heavy weight because they have that notion that I will look more like a man, but that's not true because you have what they call lean and they have what they call gains. A lot of women, they lean out first, and then once they lean out to me is more or less like if you're leaning totally to go into like a competition state of mind, like with me, I'm trying to do bikini competition. So I may lean out to the point where my body fat has to get up under a certain percentage as well as my weight. So my weight class may be like 115 or 120, or something like that,
Mm.
off season. But a lot of women, what they call gaining is where they gain weight and then they build or tone up on that. And that's why you see the thicker side of some women. And when you just actually a straight, you know, seeing a lot of muscular women is because that goes back to the nutrition side, the food portions and stuff. Your protein and your carbs may be higher, or it may be where you're trying to lean out, carbs are lower, protein high, vegetables kind of high. So, it's just the way you play with that portion size that makes you look like, you buffed out and that man look. Because even looking at my arms, my arms are actually, I look bigger on camera, but if you see me face to face, I'm way smaller than what you see. And a lot of people don't understand that until they actually see me in person. So a lot of times that camera can fool you. So yeah, yeah,
Yes,
because a lot
most
of people thought
definitely.
I was bigger than that. They saw me in person. They was like, "Oh wow, you smaller than what I saw." Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to learn about too, the lean side of it, because all my life, obviously, I come from the background of the big bone anyway, and then
Yeah.
also it's just wanting to just get to the point of not having the muscle build, and just like you said, the lean out.
Hmm.
That's what I wanted to get more into, and then build off of that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, that goes back into the genetic side of it. If you're just gonna be a big boned girl, then 9 times out of 10, certain things that you could do is more or less like lean more out. That means that your food prepping, all of that comes to play. Your nutrition side of it comes to play, where if you don't want the big muscular look, like I said, you can do the lean side of it, but just also know that, you may not lean out fully because of your
Right.
genetic side.
Mhm.
But even with that, you can tone up real nicely with it. You can lose the
So,
weight, and picking up the heavy weights is not saying that you're going to be manly.
right.
And um, that's the misconception of it. It's just saying picking up the heavy weights. When you see me pick up the heavy dumbbell, is because back to what I was saying about
The cardio.
metabolism. Yeah, the metabolism side of it. When you have where your metabolism, like with me, is slower. So the more muscle you have, the more you burn. So if you have less muscle, which as you get older, your muscles do break down. So that's why the strength training comes in. So I'm picking up heavy weights, but guess what? I'm burning more. So I'm not looking buffed up. I'm more slimming down. That's the science of it.
And that's the thing I wanted to get to. That's also why I kind of changed my diet up.
Hmm.
In terms of, that's why I wanted to talk to you about nutrition. But
Yeah.
for me personally, meat does not do me well. I feel like I don't even like a lot of pork anyway. But when it comes to like pork and beef, I really didn't kind of took that
Hmm.
down to almost like a zero. You might as well say pork side basically. But I know chicken. I've been getting mixed reviews about chicken. Sometimes I hear good, sometimes I hear bad. So I kind of don't know where to kind of leave that, because I kind of want to leave chicken out. So that's something I wanted to know
Now,
about as well.
with that, now see, I've had a stage where I did not care for chicken, and it was because I seen a video. That video grossed me out so good. And I know for at least a year I was doing vegetarian diets until I really had to look into that too, because even when you buy like prepackaged food, they call you a, a vegan junkie because it's in a box. You know, you buy your patties and stuff like that, where they tell you really
Still
everything's supposed
processed.
to be, yeah, and you're supposed to do everything from scratch in order to be, you know, vegan and vegetarian. It's not a hard process because a lot of times I felt where it was easier for me to prepare a meal without the meats.
Mm-hmm.
But the key to it is, what you got to understand is the protein comes from the meat. So if you're not getting the protein from your meat, you gotta get it from something plant-based or your your nuts. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't understand, you know, how to come up with that. That's the thing.
Yep.
So like with me, you know, I went years without eating pork and beef as well because I know beef breaks down in my system too slow.
Mm-hmm.
And then pork, you know, the hypertension side of pork.
Yep.
And like I said, this particular year, last year, you know, I was having those cravings for bacon, and I just nothing else, just bacon. I don't want pork chops because I got grossed out with the smell, and that's what
That part.
it is. You know. And so the bacon, I get a call for bacon because I love the crunch, and I'm thinking that's
Mm-hmm.
probably what the chips are all about too, the crunch.
Yep, that's what I
But
found my problem was the
yeah,
missing that crunch. I
yeah,
realized it was not about because when I season like when I first started, when I season my beans and season it, it's basically the same as if I was eating some meat because all I was really eating it for was the season.
hmm
So it was that crunch that I
hmm
was definitely missing too.
oh
That
yeah,
I kind of had to try to
oh
find
yeah,
in other things. I
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
relate with that one.
yeah.
Definitely relate with that one.
A lot of people think it's hard and overwhelming, but it's not. The more you get into it, the more you have to find out because you're doing more research about it. And then your
Mm-hmm.
trainer is supposed to be where he's or she is open enough to talk to you about it as well. So, yep. Yeah, we'll get back on here with you about the nutrition.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Hmm.
Well, just let me know. And
Okay.
also, is there any way that they can get your shirts in right now?
Right now, no, because I really see when I did this shirt, I only did like four of them, and I
Mm-hmm.
gave the two to two different people. One was one of the people that a person that helped me create it, and I gave the shirt to that person, and then another person was my trainer. He got one,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to get my trademark on it, and then I want to kind of create some more because I have a design for it as well, and I want to do where it's twofold, front and back side on some of the shirts. Some of the shirts you get this, but like I said, on some of the shirts you may get the design on the front, or you get the twofold where you got this on the front and then you have the design on the back. But I gotta get that trademark on there. So right now, until I can actually find somebody who can help me, I mean, I'm starting from scratch, so just help me from the bottom up, get that trademark because I did have Kim Brown. She actually did the printing of the shirts for me, but I don't want to be where people just sell my stuff, you know, without me getting that price.
The best route to do it, from what I've been hearing, is getting the actual website. Because that's the one thing that I wanted to kind of make sure I also built on instead of trying
Okay.
to sell it through third party. For example, link with Amazon and sell it through Amazon. You can do a lot more when you got your own website. So that's one thing too that I
Hmm.
see that was the best route to really take to get the most profit. Because then you can also
Okay.
implement your videos and just everything else on there too. And
Okay.
be a whole different section. So
Yeah. Okay.
definitely.
I'll look into that thing. Yeah,
Just
but I've been doing a whole lot of research with it, and it's just like sometimes I just say, you know what, it's beating my head down too bad. I'm gone. I have to come away from it sometimes.
that's what I do. I see it like YouTube. I tell people YouTube University. Like when I say you can find like people, that's where I got a lot of my information from, and just people actually walking you through it and showing you how to do it step by step. Like that has helped me a lot. And I made a playlist where I got all the videos lined up with like business information, and I say they really
Yeah,
been helpful. So that's one thing you most definitely do, and it can it can most definitely make you like I want to do it right now because that was my thing. I'm like I want to do it right now,
yeah,
but had to take my time. And the
yeah.
thing that I'm stuck on is trying to find good paper because I can easily go to the store
Okay.
and get some little regular transfer paper, but for longevity in
Mm,
terms of people being able to wash it and consistently and all that type of stuff, that's kind of where my hang up was. But I do have some
yeah.
information on that if you do want to kind of do it because I know people who do about bulk where they get different
Hmm.
printouts of it and go from there. So
Yeah. Okay.
most definitely
Okay.
had to
So,
look at that and get to that one. But
yeah,
you
yeah,
got any
yeah.
social media that you want the people to get to you, get in touch with you on or
Yeah. My Facebook page, Pamela Hill, and then I have two Instagram. I have I Desire Fitness, and then I have, of course, my name is under I think it's Sweet Bobby 37. I think it is, or Bobby 37, something like that. But But yeah, my I Desire Fitness is more of my boot camp. I try to keep that boot camp classes and my trainings that I've done.
mm-hmm.
And then my actual page is more of me. And I hadn't posted anything lately, but I think I need to get a little more consistent with that because I actually had
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and Instagram tied together and it was working good. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but I didn't do anything. It was just whatever this phone. It just does its own little thing. So,
Yeah, it also have to be an update because what happened to me is I had my two business accounts linked on Instagram, and I noticed when they did like the
mhm,
update that they kind of went out of sync, and then now you're able to do
yeah,
it again. So I think it might be on their side with them changing a lot of stuff up too.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Most definitely. Well, y'all
cool.
most definitely check her out. And she will be back. I'm speaking it into existence. She will be back to
Oh
most
yeah,
definitely be
yeah.
able
I'll
to
be back.
to be able to just inform us because I learned a lot today. So I appreciate you for coming out here, taking your time out to definitely get that information in. Just also shedding a lot of light, especially for women, because it's a lot different
Yeah,
for a woman when it comes to not just fitness but health, as you said as well. So I appreciate
yeah.
that.
No, no problem, Shay. No problem.
It's
It's
definitely
good being on here. I said I need to just step out of some things, and that's just what I'm doing now. So this is like a step one.
yeah. I definitely understand. So that's why I said we can relate on in a lot of ways from what I've been hearing. Just taking that leap of faith. That's the thing. So everything
Oh
though
yeah, oh,
it
yeah.
works out. It most definitely work out, and I will be in touch as well. But y'all make sure y'all definitely get in touch with her if you are in the surrounding areas or if you travel, whatever it is that you do
Oh yeah,
definitely
we
check out.
that's what another thing too. We are getting into the traveling side of it too. Traveling boot camp. We're actually going to start one in Columbus. Like I said, once all of this is just a process of everything being lifted. We've been talking about traveling to Mississippi to do a boot camp every Saturday
Mm.
of the month, and the location part. I think I want to try Southside right now because they have the parking and then they have the actual gym. I just need to get with some of the deacons and the pastor if possible and see, what they'll charge me or whatever. to do that. But yeah, we've talked about all of that traveling. And I think that right there will bring, Columbus is more or less like that that middle ground. And I think a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people come that way to do it. So yeah. So that's been in the motion as well. And then my church as well. Um, we was getting ready to start all this up again and just, I'm not even saying the timing is wrong because I think the timing is right.
That's
I think
right.
it's right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it just gave me enough time to get back to the drawing board and really kind of lay out some more about whatever else it is I wanted to create with this. So, it is what it is. So,
Yes,
yeah.
indeed. I agree. You're right. It's right on time. You're right
Oh,
on
yeah.
time. Well, I definitely think that would be excellent. And when y'all decide to do that, definitely let me know because I want to most definitely be in attendance. Hopefully, I'm still
All
here
right.
because I do want to get up out of here too. So yeah, so most definitely, most definitely.